You remember the time when esports was just a hobby for basement gamers? Well, now it's rivaling traditional sports. It has turned into a billion-dollar industry. Gamers, who were once nerds or geeks, now sit at the top of the entertainment pyramid. They train themselves to compete in global championships. Sponsors spend millions of dollars on their teams. But beneath the flashy lights, roaring crowds, and million-dollar contracts lies a reality far less glamorous. To understand the darker side of esports, you first need to understand the incredible pressures placed on gamers who compete at the highest levels. For many, the idea of sitting in front of a screen and playing video games for a living sounds like the ultimate dream job. However, professional esports athletes practice for 12 to 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. The physical toll on these players can be devastating. Repetitive strain injuries, especially in the hands, wrists, and shoulders, are alarmingly common. Many players have to end their careers just as they're taking off because of carpal tunnel syndrome, tendinitis, and even nerve damage. In fact, one study showed that over 40% of professional esports players suffer from some form of RSI, and many don't get the proper medical care they need. And this is just the beginning. When new players sign their first contracts, they feel like they have achieved everything they wanted. But hidden within these agreements are often clauses that severely limit a player's freedom. Imagine being a young, ambitious player excited about joining a Tier 1 organization. You're promised exposure, better opportunities, and maybe even a shot at fame. But what happens is that you get locked into a low-paying contract that seems impossible to escape. These contracts often stretch for 3 years. They promise things like new equipment or streaming deals, but for many players, those promises never materialize. One mobile esports player who wished to stay anonymous shared how their team beat the #1 team in an international tournament. Yet the only reward they got was a social media post. No salary, no new devices, nothing. It gets worse. Some contracts control all your streaming rights, meaning that any money you make from Twitch or YouTube is gone to them. It goes straight to the organization. The mobile esports scene, in particular, is notorious for these practices. Some teams don't even provide players with proper gaming devices, forcing them to compete with outdated or low-quality gear, which obviously affects their performance. The fast-paced, cutthroat nature of professional gaming leads to a mental toll that can be catastrophic. Depression, anxiety, and panic disorders are highly common among esports professionals. Many players have spoken out about the constant fear of failure and the toll it takes on their well-being. A well-known case is that of League of Legends star Jian Uzi Zihao, who retired at just 23 due to health issues, citing not only physical injuries but also mental exhaustion from the relentless pressure. And shockingly, his story is not unique. Several others have left the industry citing similar reasons. This shows just how taxing this career can be on a person's mind. And beneath the surface of esports, an even more dangerous element exists that threatens the very integrity of the games themselves: gambling and match fixing, which leads to corruption. While on the surface, this may seem like just another way for fans to engage with their favorite games, the reality is far more troubling. The unregulated nature of esports betting has opened the door to widespread corruption, match fixing, and gambling scandals that undermine the legitimacy of the sport. What makes match fixing so prevalent in esports is the relatively low pay that many players receive, especially in the lower tiers of competition. Without the financial stability of top-tier contracts, some players are tempted to engage in match fixing to supplement their income. The lack of strict regulatory oversight compared to traditional sports also means that it's easier for illegal gambling operations to influence matches without getting caught. With gambling sites that allow users to place bets on esports matches using in-game items or skins, the line between gaming and gambling has become dangerously blurred. These sites are often unregulated and target young gamers. However, the biggest concern is that these issues aren't just affecting the players on stage, they're also shaping the experiences of the young audience watching from home. What kind of message is being sent to the next generation of esports stars when gambling, exploitation, and corruption are allowed to flourish unchecked? So, what do you think? Will esports evolve into a more sustainable industry, or will it crumble under the weight of its own success? Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and stay tuned.